This is what this video is about. How to integrate the masculine and the feminine. Oh, okay. If you watch until the end, you're gonna see this.
You've got me heart and soul. I give everything, I do anything for you. I give everything, I do anything for you. I give everything for you.
Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. You know, it's fascinating with this YouTube nowadays because I feel like this is, at the moment, this is my only social time, really. Like I go out and I just came from a bicycle ride, but I wanted to try and do this somewhere else. So I was bicycling around with my camera and I basically had this dialogue with my body and me. So I had an idea of where I wanted to go to film. And my body, what I felt was like my body led me to a few other places that I turned down. And then when we actually came to the one I chose, it wasn't that good at all. It wasn't a good experience for my body because there was mosquitoes there. It was just not the best environment. And this ties into another thing that I wanted to share and update you. So these videos, at least right now, I do have a theme, which I haven't even started saying, which I think I will cut to the first and then I will just link the whole thing. Because some of the things that I want to talk about sometimes goes out to other things that's related. And you may not see exactly how it's related now, but it will piece together. So these kind of including different topics, I know for the ego can be, or for the masculine can be a little bit more disorganized, but it is the feminine. The feminine usually is the most effective in terms of delivering information. So I had something to eat before this. Had some nuts, nothing major, not a meal, but enough for me to have something in my teeth. Bad idea to record a video. Just it doesn't look pretty good. Me just go. So anyway, okay. This is my feminine, very playful. And it's not really feminine. It's not feminine in the sense of this is what this video is about, actually. So let me just start there. Because I'm starting to flavor things and I want to have this video be a little bit more interactive. So I want to talk about how to integrate the masculine and the feminine. That is what this video is about. It's about how to actually integrate the masculine and the feminine. But before we actually start to integrate it, I have to try and show you. And that's what this whole dance was in the beginning. It's basically feeling the body and getting into what that actually means. So first of all, what is the masculine and what is the feminine? In a very general sense, because once we go into more specific, it will be different for different people. But in a more general sense, the masculine is the container. It's basically the container of the feminine, which is then expression, creativity, beauty, art, like all of these are expressions of love. Right? Or expressions of creation. I wouldn't even call it love, because that's like tainted with like lots of other things. But it is actually the creation, that is the feminine. The feminine is movement. So it can be, you can be creative and expressive through a male body using masculine traits, and that will still be feminine. It's very easy to put that on the feminine, or on a woman, and then if she is acting very feminine, because that's like almost like an ego's construct of what a feminine and masculine is. And those are very old constructs, but we still feel it kind of lingering in our systems because our parents did it, many people around us have. So I just got a little bit distracted. And this is, I want to just show you all of the different aspects that can come up. And then we can actually go and talk about them, because it's quite rare to actually have one topic and for someone to talk about one topic very perfectly. There are usually some things that kind of pop up here and there, but it's about seeing that and trying to bring that together. So that's what I'm going to try and do now, which I'm going to try to. Have I not started? Yes, I have started. Yes. Okay, good. You see, it's like there's a play that I can almost do with myself. And these are the energies within. So if you can externalize it and not, because most of us are almost afraid of those aspects, because we are afraid that we'll be judged. That's why videos on YouTube are getting cut so much. We are sometimes judging ourselves and listen to all this noise. It's like there's just noise. It can be perceived as noise for some people. But if we as individuals can practice being more out, and I think YouTube is a perfect avenue to do that, because it's not easy. It's not easy to come in and speak in front of a camera where potentially thousands of people can watch you, right? So we all have those aspects. It's almost like different energies that wants to express. And these energies are different facets of where this body is at vibrationally on certain topics. Because every human consciousness consists of different facets, depending on what level you're at in your comprehension of things. All right, now I'm not even sure exactly how I ended up there, and how I'm supposed to go forward. And this is channeling. Basically, this is also one of the things I want to talk about, because it is the masculine being the one that pays attention to try and comprehend the bigger picture that I lost a little bit now. But then we came back again, because I just allowed. So then what am I allowing? I'm allowing the feminine to just talk. And what is that? That is the intuition. The intuition is the feminine. That's where your soul purpose comes from. Because it is that connection to the divine, to your godlike self, and straight through to God, right? There are many levels here. Or maybe not. Maybe all of these levels are just more of an ego construct to get us to try and place things somewhere. But then it might not be the actual reality, right? So the more you can start to feel into these energies and allow them to actually express, and that's interesting. Allow them to express. That is a viewpoint of the masculine, right? And if I allow my feminine to express without any frame, well, it can do anything. like it can be angry too, and it can be, I'm not limiting its expression. And that is healthy to do so that the expression doesn't feel boxed. That's what many of us have done. We have boxed our expression too narrow for what the body actually wants to express. So if we only allow it this much, and we don't do this by choice. This is the environment that we grew up in. The environment meaning mother, father, daughter, brother, if you had any, or whoever, stepdad. It doesn't matter if it's like the real dad or the stepdad. It's about the frequency of the environment you grew up in, mostly. There is definitely influence from the real biological in the form of DNA. So there are many layers that can express. And how does these things get expressed? Through us. And sometimes we can feel opposition, that some parts of us wants this, the other parts of us wants that. And it's about finding a way to bring both sides, find a way so both sides get into harmony. That is what I have done more often than not, to the point where two massive sides of me, which was my love for humanity, for consciousness, for exploring consciousness, for going deep, like psychology, understanding how people work, how energy works, all of those things, versus the masculine, I would call it now, limited, based on my upbringing, which was more to do with computers, because that was acceptable. You can earn money there. I got less opposition in my space choosing something like that. And I wasn't afraid of, you know what, it's interesting. I think I have another viewpoint there as well. So now I have a light, but let me try and do this so that we are a little bit better, because it will get darker and we'll see. At least it will not be as dark as some of the other videos that you've seen. Okay, so, and if you haven't seen, it's funny. It's some play with light in the same scenario here. I forgot I didn't have light, so it was me just adjusting this all the time. And this, right now, was a deviation that me as the masculine could choose to not say. Because, I maybe judged that as, I didn't go anywhere. But then, it's like, how do I know? I mean, it's nice to show the totality of who I am and not cut. But there are still aspects of me that I can be in an explorer mode, and then it looks a little bit chaotic, because it's like it's like, normally I think it's good that we keep some kind of composure for most people, at least the way that it is now, because most people don't get this way of functioning, and it's seen very feminine, and she's like that, right? But it is the feminine and it's the masculine's job to try and contain all that wild energy into something, to basically channel it to avenues that can be of benefit to both of them. That's really the masculine's job, in a healthy way. I have been, and so have many others, been in situations where we've been in narcissistic household, for example. Maybe we didn't even realize that it was narcissistic because it was just so normal. It was so normal to feel the energy from the father figure like that, and mother figure like that. More like that is the boss man and the servant type of energy. All of this is all in flux right now, thankfully, because it was very toxic and it didn't produce a very good environment to grow up in. Because kids, me was one of them in an environment like that. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I was accepted. Me, the feminine. I mean, I, as the masculine, felt like, yeah, I was like this, I got the same filter, the narcissistic filter, like I can do anything and like I'm the best. And yeah, whatever this pumped up ego has or can grow itself to be. But it is just that, it's like a pumped up fake thing. It's not self-confidence. It is pumped up. It's not actually true confidence. And most men are, unfortunately, a little bit around the needing their ego to be pumped up. And that can also be used as manipulation so much. So we have some things to do, us men, to actually integrate the feminine. Our job is to integrate more of the feminine into our lives. Sometimes you can get drawn to a partner that will help you with that, join that merging. And what can happen then is that you're starting off a partnership where maybe it's very the same as how you grew up, right? Because you want to harmonize that. You may not know that consciously, but your soul wants to harmonize that. And so if you are in a relationship like that, start to look for that. Start to get curious. Like that's how you get to know yourself, and you know where this is heading. So and then from the masculine perspective, it could be, for example, that the masculine was more dominant and the feminine was more subordinate. It can be many different variants of this, right? But there's always something, like you can have these roles reversed, but it doesn't matter. They're still opposite ends of what needs to be harmonized, right? And sometimes you will have a conscious wife that doesn't get through to the unconscious, stubborn man. So there could be, like, if just the man would open up, there could be some harmonizing. But I believe that this is what relationships are all about, to harmonize these two. But you can do it alone too. You don't have to have a partnership. But it's sometimes you need that. You need that grind with another person to really get it. And that's why that's there for you to learn. But it's to learn to alchemize those energies within. And that means, and I'm getting excited now because I feel like this is what we're here to step into. And I feel that this is why we're seeing all this narcissist empath discussions, because these are the dualistic perspective of what's actually going on, which is the harmonizing of those two polarities. We're asked to harmonize inside of us. That's why I believe that's why all this lockdown happened, for us to go inward, to start to harmonize, so that we can receive the guidance that we're meant to receive for our soul mission, or for just direction in where we're going next. Because that's how you can tap into your own power. No one can take that away from you once you have harmonized this within. Only you can do this work. And this is exactly why I created the Holistic Optimizer. That was created by me joining forces. And I'm constantly looking for other ways that I can join these two energies, because it is the most fun and joyous thing that I've ever started in my life. And it's a journey, it's a continuous journey. And I want to leave you with one more thing that is really important before I close this off. This is not a finished topic by all means, but this is get to know your body. If you're doing this work by yourself, your body is like the feminine. And the whole game is to be better at looking after the body. Sometimes we have been dominating the body so much that the body don't even talk to us anymore. So there needs to be gradual. So if you are a man and you are experiencing something like this, if you're experiencing sensations and feelings and you are in other areas of life, this is the process of really getting to know the body, like as if you don't know anything, because you probably don't. Because there is a depth here that you haven't even tapped into yet. And that's the depth of your own soul, your own being. But you can only get it through this body, otherwise you can't have this experience to actually bring that whole experience down here, which is the whole point, that we become who we really are, which is who we are, God incarnated. Like, we are sparks of God. But it's about harmonizing it with the body. It has nothing to do with outside. You can play that game too, but it's just different games of the same. It's about harmonizing these energies and then really care for this body, this vehicle, this spaceship, and learn what the signals mean. And that's why I created the Holistic Optimizer. The Holistic Optimizer is basically a program built to start to harmonize all of these energies, because some people are dealing with other energies that's a little bit harder to get a hold on. But we're all ending in the same place eventually. Eventually you will get it and you will know what the next step is, and you will graduate. This is the graduation of being a human. We actually get to fully be in this experience. And the benefit of that is that we get to live a totally different life and different experience, something that we create. And that's why every single one of us are here during these times, to continue to do this game, so that we can be here exactly who we are. Not some other expression, not some ego this or ego that, or I feel superior or not. Not those expressions, because they're unbalanced. But what a better way than to start practicing. It doesn't matter what you do, just start playing with these energies. If you don't have anyone physical to play with, that can be just as fun. Good to get some support so that you really get a hang of this. And that's why the Holistic Optimizer is there, to basically get people into this way of being again. Because some of us have forgotten. Some of us have forgotten how it is to really live in harmony with this planet. And we can do it with these technologies. But it takes someone that's learned to master this body. And it's easier to stay in that alignment if you're living close to nature and harmony, frequencies of harmony. But since many of us are not, then there are tools and techniques that I will be guiding you through in order to stay in alignment. So all of that, if you're interested in joining a program like that, please check out the link in the description. It's called holisticoptimizer.com, and then you can join us there. I'm really, really excited about this way of being, and I'm really excited to share more of, to have more people get this and play this game. All right, that's what I wanted to share, and both from my masculine and feminine, I say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining me on this ride, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao. That worked pretty well, actually. Oh, okay. I'm gonna share with you something really special. If you watched until the end, you're gonna see this. This is beautiful. I'm looking forward to connecting with you in another video. All right, take care and see you in the next one. Ciao.
I give everything, I do anything for you. I give everything, I do anything for you. I give everything for you.